Yours are here back, and today, the start of a brand new series in 2025. Answering all of your questions in the Discord. Every week, potentially, if you guys keep the support up, smash the like and subscribe button. All you have to do is join the Discord, and you can ask a question, and I'll answer it. Anything, investments, roster update stuff, stub methods, I don't care. Whatever you boys want to know the truth of. So let's get right into the video, man. Again, smash the like and subscribe button, join the Discord link below, and become a member. All these colors are people that are members. First up, we got physics. The first ever question of any of these videos. How many guys to be investing in? Okay. I get this question a lot. 50,000 stub rule. Early on in the game, if you can't invest 50K stubs per player, that's fine. But normally you want to have at least 50,000 stubs per player you're buying. So it really depends. So if we're talking about quantity, at least 50K stubs in a player. If we're talking about, how many total, it really depends too. Like if you have 500,000 stubs, the 50K rule, you don't have to have 10 different players. In fact, I would rather have 5 players with 100,000 invested in them than 10 players with 50K invested in them. So it really depends. It's personal preference. If you're actually, a lot of people are probably going to be around 400, 500K. I'd probably try to get 100,000 stubs in some of these starting pitchers that are coming up pretty soon. So really, the more stubs you have in a guy, then the more risk and reward you have. But there's no risk because you're a quick sell. So there's really only reward. I already answered this one right here. We got Mace. Thoughts on what Weekend League might do to the market? Let's see. What will Weekend League do to the market? I think that we could see heavy inflation. I think prices can go up due to Weekend League. Think about it. If we got sweats that are earning 1 million stubs by being, cave monsters in Weekend League, if people earn more stubs, the value of the stub goes down. It's basic economics. We just lived through 4 years of it. The stub will become worthless. And then the prices raise. So I think we could see higher prices, especially to some of the higher overall cards during Weekend League. When to start investing for Legends collections? It's probably cooked, honestly. I don't like it. In years past, we've invested in anticipation of a Legends collection. Now that everyone knows, it's like the cat's out of the bag. So, we'll play it by year, but as of right now, it's not really on my radar. Am I and Stub the same person? That's funny. Yo, Stub, get over it. Nah, I'm just kidding. All right, some Phillies players to invest in. Now, here we go. That's a question I like. In fact, I'm going to pull up the Phillies on MLB The Show. I got to pull up right now. We got the Phillies, and we got live series. Harper Diamond, Wheeler Diamond, Trey Diamond, Strom 83. I don't like Strom 83. I don't like Stott 82. JT as an 80. I think JT Realmuto as an 80 overall could be a decent investment if you're a Phillies fan. I think the best 2 Phillies investments come in at 79 overall. Nola, 79. Bohm, 79. I love both of them to be invested. Bohm, contract year. Schwarber, 79. He's honestly probably going to go down, but he's got supercharged potential written all over him. So Schwarber, for sure. And then beyond that, Ranger, 76. That's a pretty solid one right there. I think that, Max Kepler, but he's a 75, so I'm not a big fan of that. Now, if we go to common, because you can cook on common investments potentially, yeah, there's nobody. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking any of these comments on the Phillies. All right, next question. Do you think 20th anniversary cards will go back up in price, or should we just take the loss? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at who we're dealing with right here. We're looking at about 7,000, 8,000, some of these guys. Jeter's around 10 or 11K. You're pretty much just even, maybe losing a couple hundred stubs. Personally, I'm just going to go ahead and sell these guys. I think that they could go up in price over time. I also think that their quick sell price is 1,500. Again, 1,500. Way too risky for my liking. Sometime in the year, can you do a 1v1 tournament with the viewers? We actually had a stream recently in MLB 24. I think the week before this game came out, where I 1v1 the viewer. This kid was flawless 5 times. 3-inning game. Accidentally lost 1-0. But yeah, we can do some more 1v1s on stream. True Business Review, Budget Beast, cheap cards that are extremely good. More for new players. That's perfect. It's all about the swing, my guy. David Wright, 85 overall. Budget Beast for sure. Team Affinity cards? We got Babe Ruth, Kyle Schwarber, Frank Thomas, Edmonds, James Wood. Those guys are dogs. In terms of pitching, you're kind of cooked. All the pitchers are kind of trash right now. But all the relievers, we got Martinez, we got Miller, Raleigh Fingers, they're solid. The best budget catcher, this guy I've really been liking, 85 overall, Dalton Rushing. Dude is so easy to get from one of these programs, the Pipeline program. He's free, 85 Dalton Rushing, big budget beast. Should we invest in Supercharge on opening day? Yes, but you're not going to know what the Supercharge is, so you got to invest prior to them getting Supercharge. But definitely. How long to catch up on offline grinding if we started a week late? I mean, really, the only goal that you're working towards is to get 15 team affinity duns. And I say the only goal. That is a big goal. So, I mean, you're looking at least probably 25, 30 hours of offline grinding to get 15 team affinity duns. It is a grind, even with the play versus CPU. And the reason to get 15 is the Jolt Series voucher. Personally, I'm only at 11 still, so. How to find good margins on cards for investments and how to find players to invest in. Let me think about that one. So the best way to find good margins on cards for investments, really, I like looking at the overalls that I target. I like 84s. I don't really like 83s. Don't really like 82s. I love 81s. I love 80s. I love 79s. 78s are okay. And then below that, you're kind of just flipping. So first I look at the overall, then I start looking at position, then I start looking at guys, things like that. What should I be doing with 75K stubs? Okay, you got 75K, congrats. Pretty solid. What should you do? Probably invest in some starting pitchers for opening day. What baseball stats affect which in-game stats the most? Is it just batting average or are there more advanced stats? All right, so there's actually in the helpful resources guide, you can find the answers to this question. We got strikeouts affecting Ks per nine, hits for hits per nine, walks per nine. We got stats with guys in scoring position affecting clutch, and then for hitters, it's home runs and batting average. Yeah, we already had that. Advice on what to do with the market overnight while sleeping, place, sell, or buy orders. It's a great method, man. Put your orders in before you go to bed and wake up and hope they went through. So both. How to properly pitcher flip. We just released a video on that very recently. So that is a big, big W. Is there ever a time you would invest in somebody when they're not at quick sell? The answer to that question is yes. In fact, there is. Now, how high over quick sell? Once you already have some stubs in the bank, you can afford some risk. Let's say Jacob deGrom is looking like he's going diamond. Let's say it's like week 2 of the 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks per roster update. Let's say we're 2 weeks in. DeGrom's been dealing. His price, 18 hundo. He's starting in 2 days. Last start of the period. I'm thinking to myself, he's going diamond. I put in orders at 1801. If he sucks, you lose 3 hundo. If he pitches good again, you're guaranteed to make 1,200 stubs. So there is opportunities, but right now probably not. Not paying more than 2% over quick sell price. What stats do they consider? We already got a channel about that. Helpful resources. How to find new stub making methods. Really experience, man. Experience, knowing the game, knowing the market, knowing the mechanics, knowing the tendencies, things of that nature. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. The first ever time answering all of your questions in the Discord. Again, consider becoming a member. Helping support the boys in the channel. Making you stubs all year long. Appreciate all you boys in here. Peace.